28-year-old urban explorer Arjun relies on this equipment to maintain a distance between himself and the places he documents. His pursuit of abandoned spaces leads him to the village of Nandpur, deep in central India. Local lore surrounds the Blind House, a mansion that features a full set of windows, yet earned its name because of a resident entity that tracks its prey without the use of physical sight. The narrative begins with a digital catalyst. Arjun receives a WhatsApp message from an unknown number containing a single photograph of the mansion, accompanied by 4 words, "Come, one night, forever." A cryptic message from an anonymous source usually prompts a retreat. However, by presenting an unexplored, mysterious location, the lore weaponizes Arjun's specific obsession with discovery, ensuring he travels to the site. Arjun reaches the property at midnight. Located miles from the village center and without cellular reception, he enters the house in a state of complete physical and digital isolation. Inside, every room contains a specific architectural oddity, a large mirror with severely blackened edges. These mirrors are positioned to reflect every angle of the decaying interior. Arjun begins his documentation process immediately. He raises his camera to his eye, filtering the damp air and rotting floorboards through a viewfinder, and relying on his gear to insulate him from the reality of the mansion. The mirrors alter the dynamic of the space. In a standard empty house, the photographer is the only one watching. Here, the silvered glass ensures that Arjun is visible from every corner, turning the house into an active participant in the scene. The first photograph captures a mundane reality. The flash illuminates peeling paint, settling dust, and bare walls. The lack of activity establishes a sense of security. The environment appears to be behaving like any other abandoned building, keeping Arjun within his expected comfort zone. He moves deeper into the corridor, adjusts his exposure, and captures a second image. The digital preview reveals a spatial impossibility. Cast against the wall directly behind Arjun is the shadow of a woman, appearing in a space that contains no physical person to cast it. He drops the camera and spins around. The hallway is empty. His eyes report isolation, but the camera sensor has already recorded something else. He captures a third photo. In this image, the shadow has turned. A woman stares directly into the lens with a deliberate smile, explicitly acknowledging that she sees him through the equipment. At 1 a.m., the front door slams and the locks engage from the inside. Slow, heavy footsteps begin to sound on the floorboards above, moving toward the stairs. With the doors sealed and the footsteps nearing, the camera lens no longer provides safety. Arjun has been spotted, and he is now trapped within the entity's reach. Arjun retreats into a nearby room and hides inside a rotting wardrobe. He watches the room through a narrow crack in the wooden door. A woman in a white saree enters. She moves with an unnatural fluidity, her bare feet hovering inches above the floorboards as she glides across the room toward the spot where Arjun dropped his gear. She picks up his camera and turns the screen toward the wardrobe. Without looking at him, she presses the shutter, capturing a photo of his exact hiding spot. Arjun built his career on being the unseen observer in the shadows. Now he sits motionless in the dark, watching a woman who doesn't need eyes to know exactly where he's hiding. Arjun flees into a hidden back room. He finds a wall covered in yellowed newspaper clippings, pinned tightly to the plaster. One headline stands out. It reports the disappearance of a photographer named Arjun Sharma, stating he was last seen at this mansion exactly 3 years ago. As he reads the date, his body reacts to the information. He looks down to find the skin on his hands dissolving into a dark, translucent smoke. He turns to the mirror in the corner. The glass reflects the room and the newspaper clippings, but his own form has vanished from the reflection. The house acts as a closed circuit. It discards the standard passage of years to hold its victims in a permanent static state, waiting for the moment they realize they've been part of the house longer than they've been part of the world. The front doorbell rings. A new man walks into the foyer, holding a camera and scanning the room with professional curiosity. This arrival carries the same confidence and curiosity that Arjun brought to the mansion. He's looking for a story, unaware that he has already become the subject of one. From the top of the stairs, Arjun watches. He accepts his place within the house and whispers a welcome. knowing he has waited 3 years for a replacement. Supernatural traps like the blind house sustain themselves by replacing one observer with the next. By weaponizing a person's initial curiosity, the mansion ensures the cycle never ends, turning every explorer into the very ghost they came to find.